All right, are we back? Are we back? Somebody know how many selectors we're getting? One of each. A microphone bonk. One artifact and one unit for limiteds. And then I believe we're getting 3 of the non-limited unit and 3 of the non-limited artifact. Compare these docks here. Good morning, everybody. I thought they would let us have the collab artifacts. They can't legally let us have collab artifacts. You cannot profit off of somebody else's intellectual property. It's the whole reason we can't do copyrighted music on YouTube. Okay, what is the difference in these? Same there, same there, same to there, same, and okay. Okay, there. That seemed to fix it. Oh man, what a pain in the ass these bots are. Let's see where we're. Yeah, they will never let you have collab artifacts. Now, they are moving copies of the collab artifacts that are non-collaboration duplicates of it into the class summon. So you'll be able to access things like Rocket Punch and 3F through that new class summon system. We just don't know how slowly that's going to meet out, though. Yeah, you cannot get actual 3F. You might be able to get, I don't know, maybe they'll call it 4F in through the classic summon, but we won't be from the selector tickets. Festi is the same thing as Frida, so most likely not. I think Ida and Frida will be on there. I think they will put the can't have had a banner within the 6-month thing, but I don't think they'll do the has to have been run at least twice thing. That's for custom group summons. I'll be surprised and disappointed if they do that for the limited selector. I think it'll just be the same as the ML selector conditions were, which is a 6-month moratorium. So no Laya, no Afternoon Soak Plan, no Tori on the limiteds, and for the non-limiteds, it'll be no Schneal and no Fene. But other than that, it should be wide open, but we really don't know. We won't know until it happens. I've gotten messages from people saying, how can you not understand this? It's always like this. I'm like, really? It's always like this for all of the nuns of times they've ever given a limited selector. You know, what's the one time they've given a limited selector that you're basing your assumption off of? Because they never have. So we don't really know what the rules are. We'll have to find out on the 14th. But that's my assumption. My assumption is it can't have had a banner within the past 6 months, because that would be a shitty thing to do to people who spent hundreds of dollars chasing a unit to give it away for free a few weeks later. Hey, buddy, did you see that announcement for ML Arunka? I did not. Can you link it? We'll take a peek at it. It was just a post. If I can find something. Days ago. Oh, she'll be a part of tomorrow's announcement? Nice. Well, I guess we'll have something to talk about tomorrow. Something sexy. Let's go and get an egg. Man, I'm excited to get an Egg of a Delusion. Have you guys seen how much eggs cost? That's a banger artifact. I wonder. It would be weird to make her a light unit, right? Because that would make her incredibly vulnerable to Hua Young, who in the story, she's the one that like broke Hua Young's legs and kept her from being able to ride a bike or something like that. She beat the ever-living shit out of Hua Young in the story. It would be weird to make her a unit that just gets one shot by Hua Young. So probably dark, just canonically, right? Oh, I thought it would be illusional. Oh well, it was bound to happen sooner or later. I got to be number one for, 7 hours. She doesn't have light hero colors. Yeah. But then again, Amiki doesn't exactly have ice hero colors, and Teiyu doesn't exactly have fire hero colors, so. It wasn't that she was beaten. Hua had an accident on her bike. I thought Arunka was responsible for it. I've not paid that much attention to the Nadalon story, but I thought Arunka was somehow responsible for Hua's accident. How do I consistently beat Mort and Senya teams? Currently, I'm using Tori, Asplan, Destina, C. Poly, but sometimes it's... I don't know if I can beat them right now because of because my gears moved around. Oh, fuck it. It's only gold. We'll move gear around. So for these teams, I use Zio and Frida. So if these teams are stealing your lunch money, you've got a Zio, you might want to pick up Frida from the Selector. If she's on it, she probably will be. If she's on it, you probably want to pick up Frida. And then you can just run them over. I like using Rylet sometimes as my DPS, but not into C Poly, so I'm going to use Roy for this one. You could also use Spectre Tenebria. You could anybody that can repeatedly attack on a soul burn on the S1 is good here. So everybody's still wearing their gear.
Tristen, I'm at pity for the mystic summon.
You don't touch it.
Summon for new moon Luna.
Nope.
OML Arunka.
Neither. You don't touch that mystic summon. Are you crazy? You're going to get in about 6 days, you're going to get some random ML tickets and you're going to use them. And whoever you pick from your mystic pity is who you're going to pull on those tickets, because the universe is an asshole and it likes doing that kind of stuff to you, right? Once you use those tickets, then you make that decision. The number of people like, I finally got Luna. I used my pity, but I got Luna. How many of those guys do you think will be on Reddit in 6 days typing, I freaking got Luna from the Galaxy ticket and I spent my pity. What the hell? I bet it's going to be a lot. Don't invite disaster. Don't invite evil to the table, all right? Get those tickets spent. It's a small chance, like a 1 in a 50 chance that you're going to get the unit you want, but it's still a chance. Don't set yourself up for failure. Get those tickets done. Once they are done, then you can go in and lock in your hero. At very least, it'll make the decision. If you're between two units, there's like a 1 in 20 chance that those tickets will make that decision for you by giving you one, and then you can get the other. That's my advice. But assuming those go in the shitter, the answer is ML Luna. It's always ML Luna. But you can wait and see what Arunka's kit is. For all we know, Arunka's kit is just ML Luna, but slightly better. It's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. So yeah, let's just kill this team. So when you're fighting these Hua teams, I always like to look and see where my Ahmed is, to make sure my Ahmed is ahead of my DPS, which it's a faster Arunka, or faster Harsetti, so my Ahmed is faster here. You don't have to use Ahmed. You can just use another Soul Weaver for more souls, but I like this because I can run a really slow Roy and nuke things. So we'll burn here, and I think I'm safe to hit Mort to do a good chunk of damage here. You got to burn, because in burning, that's going to push your Frida up. Then Frida can S3. That's going to push my Ahmed up. And push everybody up. And then I can S2 with my Ahmed, and that's going to push my DPS unit up. Now my DPS unit's ready to go. I'm going to use my S3. I will stuff it on Roy for no other reason. For no reason, really. And now I can start burning things down. And first we'll set Mort on fire. And then we'll set Harsetti on fire. Yeah, Ahmed is very pretty. I like Ahmed. And now Harsetti is even more on fire. And we'll set the child on fire, just like her village. She'll get very angry about that. Ow. So we'll set her on fire some more. Oh no, you ate some bread. Now your bread is burnt. And so are all your friends. And all we're left with is the pool floaty of death. One day I'm going to make this into a DPS Frida so I can pool floaty kill people. People get so upset when I talk about Frida's village. It's all Alencia's fault. All she had to do was fight more. What DPS can replace Roy? How about... How about Rylet? Turn order's a little bit more important with Rylet. You want to make sure Ahmed's in front. In this case, Ahmed is not in front, so we got to play it a little bit different. We got to shove Harsetti back so that we can cycle. So I'm going to push Harsetti back with a soul burn to push up Frida. And there's a method to this madness, right? I do this. I S3. Everybody up. Now, since Ahmed can't put swift action on, see, normally here we would just S3 because we get a 50% combat readiness boost, and then swift action gives us another, so it's basically an extra turn, but now we only get the 50% raw. But we're going to do it a little bit differently, right? Now, since we can't get the swift action, we'll go ahead and just drop an S3 into, I don't know, who's the fastest unit here. We're not hitting the child. We'll just dump it into Mort. So we drop the S3 into Mort raw. This is so much easier if Ahmed goes first, but we should still be able to do this. We're going to have to eat one hit from Ilanov. Oh, good job, Mort. Now we'll S2. This is, see up Mort, or Rylet's already at the 50% mark. Now he's down here, but instead of S3ing here, we're going to soul burn her S1 because that's a CR push for the whole team. So we'll soul burn S1. And we just need Rylet to not die to Ilanov. Good job. And now he's ready to take a turn again. Now we can soul burn. We'll pump one of them into Mr. Mortelix. And he's dead. Oh, he's back. So we'll burn. We'll pump another one into Mr. Mortelix. Wow. Beefy Mr. Mort. Okay, we'll pump another one into Mort. We'll activate the extra attack, which will go into Harsetti. Because we're lucky. Okay. And... I'm going to save this S3 to go into someone else. So we'll just hit Harsetti again. And I'm going to burn this just to give everybody a barrier because it doesn't use any souls, and that will get me some other souls. It's a little more complicated than the Roy team, but still the same thing. You're just slowly murdering people with infinite cycling on Mr. DPS. You can use God, we've done this with so many DPS units. Let me see. Now I will put swift action on you. Check it out, right? I put swift action on Rylet. You know why it's so important that we got swift action on Rylet? Because his S3 is ready, and that means an extra turn when he finally gets to take a turn. Yeah, the Ilanov's cutting our evasion and down significantly, which is a pain, or evasion, our penetration down significantly, which is a pain in the ass. But we still have it, so we will swift action, 50% CR push, S3, 50% CR push. Enjoy your extra attack, Mr. Rylet. Even though we have half of our penetration cut in half, my Rylet still hits like a truck. She's dead. Now you can go again. So now we can burn or hit into the child. She's going to do her stuff. Hopefully the pop damage doesn't kill my Rylet. That's a little scary. Into her again. Up, she's dead. Who cares if the pop damage kills him now? Didn't even touch him. There you go. So you can experiment with all kinds of different frontline units. You can use A-lots in place of Ahmed as well. If you don't have Ahmed, you use A-lots, and you just use A-lots to push your slow-ass unit to the front of the line. So there's several different ways to do it. Just avoid this bullshit. BBK is kind of a problem, and Bellion, of course, slows down your ability to soul burn. Man, who all did we do this with? We did it with Ice Clarissa. We did it with Sigrid. We did it with Spectre Tenebria. Do you have your Litica built yet? No, because it's free on equip on Wednesday, and why would I spend gold to build units when free on equip is happening tomorrow? Yeah, you could do it with Milam. It's especially... Oh, you could do it with Landy. The new Landy would slap in this. New Landy would be great. I don't have the units built. The important thing, Hootie, is to make sure that whoever your nuke unit is built to nuke. Look at this Ryle. It's double torrent and pen. Look at this Roy. Destro pen. I was doing it with Ludwig, Rage Set and Pen. Well, mostly because I'm using Ludwig with Luna, and I like to have the debuff on there. So you kind of want to build. You want to make sure your nuke unit can one-shot things, because you need to burn through some bullshit, right? Speaking of some bullshit, let's Ludwig this team. My Luna is missing gear. Stupid holotrials. There's a lot more playing in on the global server than on the EU server. A lot more playing, so yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I think this is fine. I can use ML Para instead of Ahmed. Probably. Try her out. Probably. Frida also lets you deal with these annoying Bellion teams because you can soul burn Luna because of Frida, and once Bellion is sealed, that means bird's eye view on Frida. Watch my souls. Bird's eye view on Frida will immediately give me souls. Boop. Now I got 20 souls, which means I can burn my Ludwig, which we gotta hit Wow. 7K did 60%. Like an 18, 19k Hua. This might not kill. Who am I kidding? Of course this kills. Ludwig talking about here. Blabo! Oh, damn, look, she lived. How much health was that? Look at that sliver before she heals. Look at that sliver. Okay, S2, surely this kills. Wow, oh my god. Freaking counter. I hate it here. Don't counter. Damn. Freaking counter Huas are the devil. Ooh, this one's tricky. I just realized she's probably on Holy Sack, but I gotta kill this first. I might have bitten off a little more than I can chew on this one. Not gonna lie, Hua's S3 animation is ugly as hell. I kind of like it. Get dead. Okay, 50% health. That we can live with. So my S3 definitely kills, but I can't risk hitting anyone else yet. I've just got to drop this bomb. Shit. Really wanted to push this to the back of the line. Okay, we kill this. Burn this so we don't give her stacks. KJC Poly is 320. X Jellos is 326. Have fun playing in that world. Some people build some like absolutely criminal level shit. There's no reason to pick up the arty from the event again if you got it last time, right? Yeah, not really. Ammo. Oh, let me see. How can we do this a different way? I can't really use this team because he'll piss off her and mess everything up for everybody. Here's another fun one for you. Right? Have you guys seen this one before? I gotta fix my Gunther here. Manage, recommended, attack, and nothing else matters. There we go. And let's I'm not giving you Hua Sigurds. Let's just give you the next best one. Oh, not Bologna's either. Oh yeah, oh. Only 15% attack. Is that really the best? No, there is no functional cap for attack. I've seen 10,000 attack ones. Is there anything that gives us more attack than 15%? Ah. 17% from Spear. Okay. Spear it is. How do I have 426 artifacts where max is 180? When artifacts or gear are on units, they don't count as being in your storage. Your storage is just empty. Right? Here, check it. I got 685 out of 700 here. If I if I put a random piece on a unit, now I've got 684. So you can act, it's what when people talk about gear holders, they're talking about units that are literally wearing gear so that it doesn't appear in your storage, right? You got these phantasms are just gear holding to keep the stuff out of my storage so that I can have more room in my storage. They're not actually being used. So kind of artifact everything. And if you're truly desperate for space, if you're like you're wanting to do a farming event and you're totally run out of storage, one of the put a pin in that just a second. Where was I? Oh yeah, so if you're starved for space, right? Go over to the summon section, slide down to friendship summons, and then just do a quick 1 second. 4, 5, 6, 7.
He
8, 9.
walks where moonlight bites the ground, a shadow wrapped in metallic sound. His hair like blades.
You already got a sub. Quit glazing me, Biako.
A legend carved in time and space. The PV god, none dare defy. He clears the game with half a side dot. No cage can hold what runs. That deep he howls in dreams and
hunts in sleep. Stupid text to speech. Hey, Biako, you really need to, you're wasting your talents on Twitch, man. You really need to like actually do some writing and get published and stuff, man. I'm telling you. Okay, so like I was telling you guys, do a quick 10 summon and pick up a couple of trash mobs. And then what you can do is go into your inventory, find those trash mobs, right? Just search for your trash mobs. Where are they hiding? Just search by 2 stars. And here's the trash mobs, right? And my gear is currently at 684. So I'll just click manage equipment, recommend equipment, boom, and put all this gear on it. Now instead of being at 684, I'm at 678. I stashed the gear. They're holding the gear for me. And when you want the gear back, you transmit the hero and you ditch it. It'll automatically for free ungear your hero. You'll notice it's back 684, put the gear back. So it let me stash the gear temporarily and then put it back in my inventory without having to pay to unequip the unit. So if you're ever like doing a hunt event and you're like, shit, I got to make room to do this hunt event, summon a whole bunch of fodder, put all the gear on the fodder, do your hunt event, and then when you're done and ready to sort your gear, transmit all the fodder and all the gear comes back off and you didn't spend a dime. So it's a nice little very, very old school trick way of stashing your gear that doesn't involve using this garbage storage system where you can't see everything and it's slow and tedious. That's the way we used to do it back in the day, back when we had very, very few gear slots, is using fodder as banks to hold our gears during hunt events. Then we'd transmit thousands of pieces of gear back into our inventory and spend weeks sorting the good from the bad. Hang on, let me look at my artifacts. Now, artifacts are the same way. I've only got 116 artifacts out of 180. I just bought myself up to 180. So you can do the same thing with artifacts. I'm at 116 right now. I find one of those fodders. Put an artifact on them. Now I'm down to 115. Wait, then how do I see 486 out of 180? Reboot your game. It's got to be a glitch. Or you saw that on mine? You sure you didn't see the units somehow? I'm not sure where you saw that. Check the artifact choosing screen for any character. Okay. And no, you don't lose 50k gold. When you transmit the unit, it unequips it for free. Here again, I'll show it to you. Oh, look at that. 434 out of 180. It's showing me all of the artifacts. It's showing me all of my options, right? I have 434 out of 180, but the vast majority of them are on units. But that is kind of funny. It shows you the actual total number of artifacts you have. It's just the fact that the vast majority of this 434 are on units and don't count as in my storage. Let me see. If I hide equipped, yeah, see? If I take away the equipped, it's only showing the 116. If I want to see all of the 5-star artifacts I have 243 5-star artifacts. If I want to see all the 3-star artifacts I have 37 3-star artifacts. So it's just kind of letting you see how many you have. And if I want to see how many I have equipped and unequipped, it's just kind of a nice way to see your grand total, I guess. But this doesn't represent what's in your storage. But yeah, so like I was saying, you can, my gold, 96,088. Remember that number. And my artifacts. Artifacts were 116. So let's put an artifact on this guy. And let's gear up this doggo. So now he's holding all of this gear and this artifact. So I've reduced my artifact load to 115. I've reduced my gear load to 687. I'm still at 96,088. I go and do all my hunts and stuff to get all my shit done. Now I'm done. I go and I transmit this doggo with the gear still on him. I transmit him. My gold is not affected. 96,088. In fact, I got 700 for selling the doggo, but I still have all of my gold. The gear is all back. I went from 678 to 684. I went from 115 to 116. The artifacts back in my inventory too. So it's a way to temporarily hide your inventory from your storage so you can go farm more stuff and then put it all back for free without free unequip. Now, if you have, if you manually do it, you manually unequip, it's going to cost you a shit ton of gold. Yes, that works for any unit, but you don't want to transmit like units you want to keep. That's why you do it with friendship units. Second, guys. Two phone calls came in while I was talking to that guy. I'm so sorry, guys. It's one of those days. sorry, guys. Canada wanting a bunch of stuff. Anyway, man, I'm so sorry about that, guys. It has been a crazy morning here. What were we talking about? Let me see. What do I miss? If I want to have 300 speed, how much for each set? It depends on the unit and their base speed, right? A unit who's got a base speed of 100 is going to need a lot more than a unit with a base speed of 119, right? Because it's not just 19 speed difference, it's 19 speed. Actually, I was pro Cub. They're wanting to buy a bunch of stuff from FMC, about 100 grand worth of equipment, and some of the stuff from FMC, it comes from most of its foundries in the US, but some of the bearings and shaft material are sourced from China, and all the pricing got frozen and a lot of stuff went up significantly. So I'm trying to like save this order. Anyway, like I said, you need to, the fastest units, you probably only need 18 to 19 speed on each piece to get to 300. But some of the slower units, man, I put my fastest gear on my Ran, I can get to 320-ish speed, 322, I think. But if I put the exact same gear on my ML Pera, I think she caps out at 307. I put that same gear on Eligos, I think I get him to 302. It just depends on the base speed of the unit. All right, let's see if we can murder this team with the Axe Murderer. What unit you think torrent set but needs a lot of speed? Torrent set and needs a lot of speed. So a nuking unit that could use some speed. Remnant Violet, possibly, although I think you want 10 on him more. It can be good on ML Ludwig. Genua is possible. Oh, Gala. Yeah, Gala is the best answer. Good call, Romeo. Okay, so we are going to burn. Let's see, where is everybody's position? Everybody looks good. We're going to burn to push Frida up. I'm going to hurt Mort. My hope is that Mort counters here. He always does, right? Every single target attack. Show me that counter, Mort. The one time Mort's broken. That's okay. We'll push up here. Possibly BBK. Strays isn't a real unit. Gala's your best bet. Okay, so now we will soul burn because she gets extra attacks. Our goal is to trigger Mort. So we'll soul burn. We'll pump one here into Harsetti in case she's beefy. She is not beefy. Perfect counter. That's going to activate my provoke. And now that we got provoke on him, we're going to do even more damage. Right? So I just want to make sure this dies. So I'm going to pump one more into you. Nice. Oh my God, calm down. And you guys ready for this? It'll be beautiful. Don't blink. So I can do a chipper shredder, right? We'll burn for a little extra damage. I wonder what a 9K, 9200 attack Gunther with a soul burn for increased damage and an attack buff's going to do to this Mort. What do you guys think's going to do to this Mort? Bam! Horrible things. Bye, Mort. And the best part is we get to end it with the pool floaty of death. So there you go. That's another way to deal with those comps. The trick here is super high attack on Gunther and Lilius's S3 damage is based on the attack of the highest attack unit on the team. So I made a triple torrent Lilius on Portrait of the Saviors to do nuke damage. And remember, when somebody is provoked, her passive, when they're provoked, that she will do additional damage to provoked units. When the target is provoked, damage dealt increases. And that's why that Mort exploded like a zit, because I basically forced him to get provoked by activating a skill and getting provoked by Lilius. So yeah, how about that, guys? Even Gunther is usable if you set your team up right. None of these really look fun. Hang on, let me... God damn it. This looks awful. That's a big-ass speed imprint for her. I don't care. Our Luna is better than his Luna. Surely. Surely you don't get mowed over by the world's fastest Luna here. Easy game. 14% speed. From Wanderer Silk, better than 12 speed from your Vildred. Zeo is, as long as he's paired with Frida. The Zeo-Frida combination really shuts down most of the Harsetti nonsense. What are we doing here? Everybody is glass except for you, so we'll put one into you. Oh my god, this whole team is glass. Just, I ain't even gonna burn anymore. Just kill everything. Rip. That's why I put Zeo pretty high up on my Selector tier list, or on my Mystic Summon tier list. Okay, so let's see. What's another? Okay, so none of these have young Senya in them. As much as I want to get Illy from the current Mystic Summon, I'll hold off to get my girl. Arunka looks good. I want to try Zeo, Ludica, Dark Shuri combo to leave turn 1. Let me know how that works out. I don't have Dark Shuri. That's one thing I can't test. Yeah, her reveal is tomorrow. When does the bounce patch drop? On the 10th. Same time the Origin goes live, patch goes live. Brick and counter, it's okay. We didn't trigger Sigurd's, and the next hit will be enough to kill through Sigurd's, but I can't risk hitting anyone else because one more counter into Ludwig, and he is juice. So we'll just drop the S3 here. Blammo! Freaking Elbrus. Oh my god, my poor Ludwig. I can't risk you doing awful things, so I need to kill you. So we'll S2 here. Good job. Good job pulling. Why would you pull him? Oh my god. Because Ludwig is attack down. Ludwig had attack down. It made Frida the highest attack unit. Oh, disaster. That's crazy. I was like, wait, why'd we dual attack with Frida? Okay, it's an Elbrus Euphine, so this kills everybody. Imagine Frida having higher attack than Ludwig. Here we go. This is the classic defense. What's another way to deal with this? So here's another thing you can do against this defense is just run something like this. You go ahead and just take it in the ear from Harsetti, and you have this guy to fix problems. So, let me see. This is my uber tanky Ilanov HP set here. That would be off of Maya. Nope, that's not right. Still not right. There we go. That's right. And you just let them go first. Ow, 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 ow. go ahead and, I don't know, take a chunk out of Marsetti, maybe. You don't have ML Ilinov? Don't run ML Ilinov. Run Ice Crow, run LRK, run at Fallen Cecilia. Just run some serious mitt to couple with your Senya. I can't believe the turn order was so bad that my last rare crow went, or my meteor quirk went last. Ow. See all the nuns of damage I'm taking? I'll go ahead and do this right here. Restore the balance. It's slow, right? That's why this team's called slow and steady. But if it just absolutely needs to be dead, you can run something like this. Oh, stupid frickin' Holiday script my BBK. S3 to cleanse all this BS. Hopefully that'll kill Harsetti. Ammo. Okay, 1 down, 3 to go. Start chipping away at Mr. Mortelix. Ow. Ow. Leave her alone. See, now you went and pissed off my Senya. Not quite ready to use your S3 yet. Let's just hit this. Chunk, chunk. Heal us back up. Here. A little bit of injury. You don't need that heal regen buff. Let's take that away. Okay, we're going to piss off Senya here if we S3. And I've got a whole ass extra turn before we do that. I'm not quite ready to piss Senya off, so I'm just going to use my S1 for right now. Because his health is low enough now, I should be able to run a BBK up the flag. We'll burn this. We'll S3. That should kill Mr. Mort. Oh, didn't kill Mort. Embarrassing. Fake BBK. I didn't have an attack buff, and I was at full health. Let's be reasonable, right? You're almost dead, and Senya's gonna kill you next turn. So let's go ahead and just see if we can hurt this a little bit. For fuck's sake, Mort. Can you not? We'll soul burn for the extra damage now, just to make sure everything dies. This will piss off the child, which will kill my Senya, or my Ilinov. Oh, no, never mind. We already pissed off the child when we did our BBK thing. Let's kill this. Or not. That's okay. I mean, what's left on his team, right? He doesn't really have anything left on his team that's a threat. We're murdering children and ghosts here, guys. Turning children into ghosts to hang out with the ghosts. Lamo. I never really was in danger, right? My frontline knight on Arius was absorbing all of it, and that could be any really high HP Arius knight in the front. Nobody on his team did penetration, so Ilinov wasn't really helping me in that situation, other than being an Arius holder. You could run Crimson Armin, you could run Eaton, you could run the new FCC, you could run Last Rider Crow, you could run Ice Crow. All those probably would have actually been better options in this case because I wasn't dealing with any penetration. and they're all kind of slow, right? I literally could have just pressed auto and walked away from the computer and come back to a win on that, but I wanted to walk and talk through it. In fact, let's just go ahead and see if we can do it on full auto. No Child Senya on this one. I actually probably should. Here, I should have just dropped Ilanov and put Child Senya on the team. I know, C Poly slows her down, but it doesn't stop her. Okay, full auto. See what happens. This is a little bit of a waste right here. All we did was piss off his BBK.
Okay, let's do this fucking shit.
Ouch. That kind of almost sort of hurt through all my mitigation. What is the class that has the least good artifacts? It's a toss-up between Rangers and Thieves. Rangers have like 2 or 3 of the best artifacts, and then the rest is just trash. Thieves have some good artifacts, but not that synergize with the Thieves that would use them. Oh no, I got stepped on through all of my immunity. That's terrible. Fake BBK. Nope, not a fake BBK. This is one problem with auto, is everybody's going to hyper fixate on BBK instead of killing units that need killed. Stupid AI. Freaking Mort. Holy shit. Mort is like losing his damn mind over here. Bye, Mort. Welcome back, Mort. Bye, everybody. Yeah, their AI was smarter than my AI. So that's the other way you can deal with Harsetti. Cleanse and tank down. You can replace Koeric with Laya. You can replace both of the knights with other damage dealing knights. One really good mitigation knight, one sub DPS knight. You can replace BBK with Arby, Janua, Amiki, just any good hard to kill damage dealer. So, you know, I just don't like those teams because they're giga slow, but every once in a while you kind of got to whip it out. It's just easier to cleave through it. Wow. Guys, I don't know who we fight here. Do we fight Mort Harsetti BBK, or do we fight Mort Harsetti BBK, or for a little bit of variety, do we fight Mort Harsetti BBK? I'm so conflicted as to which team to do here. Jesus Christ. Variant of the slow and steady team. Since there is no focus hampers here, nothing to slow down the child, we'll just throw the child on the team, and we're replacing our front knight with Mort here. This is a little bit scary. I'm a little bit worried about this front unit, but let's see what happens. Oh. Stupid holotrials. HP sets are probably on Laya, right? Yeah, there it is. I have not, Zang. Just my auto button. Auto button on. Let's see what happens. We need strays and obsig for the next balance patch. They don't need balance. They need complete kit, like, overhauls. They need to be changed, like, on a level that, you know, Mort was changed. They need completely redesigned. What artifact is Hand Guy using? I think he's on Sweet Miracle, but he doesn't have to be. Abo. Oh boy, we really pissed off his entire team, guys. Please kill somebody. Just anybody. Pick someone and kill them. Fuck. Stupid AI going after the immortal units. It'd be a shame if BBK's fear didn't wear off. Oh no, they pissed off my Senya. It's my time now, guys. 22k health. You ain't doing shit to me. Embarrassing low health on that Mort. Pop. Somebody hit Mort. Somebody hit Mort. You stupid AI. Hit Mort. Well, somebody, please. Her blood is on your hands, team. Her blood is on your hands. Anyway, there you go. Find a team that doesn't have C-Poly on it, slap Senya on there, and run them over. C-Poly. I could do it to this one. I could run this team over. No C-Poly. But I'm out of flags, so enough arena fun for the day. Yeah, Fear has a 50-50 chance of dispelling. It's a little bit of RNG in your already heavy, RNG heavy game. What would you say the Mola priority is for Bride Senya? I just one-tapped her on custom banner, but I'm low on Molas. Well, first of all, congrats on that one tap. You picked up a fan-freaking-tastic unit. Let's see. Doesn't look like she needs Mola at all. Get the turn down on this one, and get the turn down on this one. That's it. Everything else is just damage dealt, and the damage dealt is not part of her pop damage. This is fixed damage, and that's the main part of her damage. So literally 0-1-4. It's all she needs. Consider that you get 3 from Friendship 10 as well, so you may want to Friendship farm the shit out of her to save a little bit of Mola, which is what I did. I Friendship Mola the S2. Oh, I get you, Eon. I get you. Zydrate, if you need help with that Hall of Trials, I got a video on it. Good luck. It is an enigma wrapped in a riddle, wrapped in a taco. It's the turducken of annoying E7 content this time around. I see Lionheart Sermia. I am so happy that I have her skin. She is beautiful. I wish she was good. I wish she was good. Hey, I'm glad to hear it, Zydrate. If you only have 3F, if he's using something else, you may want Mola. Or who are we talking about, guys? I didn't get the turn. Yeah, you've got to get their turn order appropriate. The only thing that matters, Zydrate, is make sure that Vivian is behind Laya going, or whoever your attack unit is behind Laya. If you don't have that, you can't get the 6x inside the break phase. That's the entire turn order. So if you get there and you're like, shit, it's not lining up, fuck around with the speeds a little bit until the turn order is appropriate. Any units that deny extra turns, only through, only if the extra turns are part of a passive that you can seal with one of the sealing units, like Luna, Knockwall, or ADS. Or if you just take away their ability to take turns in general, so they can't proc extra turns, like stunning or sleeping them. That's pretty much it. We don't really have anti-extra turn as a tech yet. Will we ever see units that cleanse injury? Possibly. Other games have it, and it doesn't break those games or make injury useless, but I think they're worried that if they allow the cleansing of injury on any unit that turn 2 could use, it would usher in a new Golden Boys era, and everybody hates that. They slid us into that like a season and a half ago, where they made it a Giga tank down meta where every single fight was taking, 10 10 to 15 minutes, and RTA crashed and everybody stopped playing because almost everybody hates that style. There's a handful of criminals like KHM and I'm Sue that love playing like that, but for the sane people in the world, it's just not compelling. So I think that's why this recent shift has been all about increasing aggro, making people play faster, making people play more damage. Sue knows what he did. Sue knows what he did. Nah, Sue's my boy. KHM's good people too. I throw them under the bus all the time because I hate what they do to me in RTA. And but yeah, I don't have beef with anybody. Except for Greater Society. That guy's a twat. Oh, hey Greater, what's up, man? I didn't see you there. How you been? Right, I mean, Dark Corvus, if you gave Dark Corvus a skill that he should just be ignores injury. If she can ignore buffs, then he should be able to ignore injury. Look at the armor on this guy. He's like wearing one of those bear suits that the guys like hit you with a log, pendulating him off a bunch of chains, and it blows him halfway across the field and he gets up and he's fine. He's got so damn much armor on, he should be immune to injury. And if he was immune to injury, it would actually let him be usable in the game again. Because that's the thing that stops him, is it takes him so long to ramp up this skill that by the time you get there, he's been injured to the point where it's useless. And not to mention anti-pen is such a pain in the ass. It's like everything is stacked against this guy being good anywhere. And it's such a shame because he's such a cool looking character with such good lore. I mean, I think he needs a little something more than just, I can't be injured, but I mean, hell, he wears so much freaking gear. Why not just let him be anti-injury? Or better yet, what if injury works in reverse on him? Like, as he's injured, his HP, max HP increases, making his S3 even more devastating. It's going to really make you think, I'm going to take this guy into your Death Dealer Ray, right? Oh, you put injury on everybody that's AoE? Enjoy the S3 from my 60k health Dark Corvus. Come on, they can do fun things with this guy. This is staying after the 10th, right? What? Staying after the 10th. I believe these are getting rolled into the new... Hang on, you guys can't see what I'm looking at. I believe these are getting rolled into the new system. You want to get as much of it done as you can. We don't know for sure exactly how it's going to get inked over, right? But I don't think they're going to take anything away from new players. They may replace it with other things. So it may be like a brand new thing. And if you've gotten up to here on this, you may be able to do it again and get stuff again. So you don't want to miss out. But we really don't know. And that's why we recommend to people complete as much shit as you can from the 10th. And especially new player stuff like Archie Special Operations. Get as much of this done as you can. Because we don't know for sure what's going to be reset. We don't know how much of it's going to be available for regular players. People are asking me, should I start now or should I start the 10th? You should start now. You'll get an extra 5-star if you start now. And if we're terribly wrong and all this stuff doesn't get preserved and roll over, then just re-roll and start your account over on the 10th. You've only lost 2 days. That won't be available for regular players, right? I think it will be for people who started a game January 1st forward. If your game is older than 2024, there'll be other things, but this is returner new player stuff. And it's not like it's going to go away because the game updated 2 days from now. It's just going to be under a different menu, and it might look slightly different, but everything should still be there. People are panicked, like, you're not going to be able to get your Brieg if you don't finish your adventurous path. Bullshit. You think they're going to have a whole new legion of new players who are never going to have Brieg from the Adventurer's Path, it'll be in there. It's just going to be a new system that you have to grind through. You know what, while we're here, why don't we work on the thing that I said we were going to work on today, and let's talk about the non-limited units and the selector ticket, right? You're going to get, is it 2 or 3 of these? I can't remember. Anybody remember right offhand? Do we get 2 or 3 of the non-limited artifact selectors? I know it's 3 units. I thought it was 2 artifacts. I think it is personal, Gaius. You look like the guy that Netmarble guy's wife slept with, and he never forgave you for it. Okay, so we get 2 non-limited artifact selector tickets. So let's go over what you should and shouldn't pick from the list. So first down here, we're going to put not available. And not available are going to be collaboration artifacts, limited artifacts, and of course, you know, special event artifacts. So let's go ahead and let's glean those out of the list first. Let me see here. So no 3F, none. These are all collab artifacts, and you cannot get these at all. Damn, there's a lot of them. Holy smoke. Got a lot of collaborations, guys. Good thing they're giving us a way to get these artifacts through the new class summon system. And limited artifacts. We gotta get rid of these too. Now, these limited artifacts you can get off of the limited selector, and I did a tier list for those already. Holy crap. Whew. Guys, that's a lot. Oh, wait, there's one more because freaking Cecilia Bot always forgets about... Where is it? Fan of Light and Dark is limited. It's Ahmed's artifact. All right. So those are the limited artifacts. You cannot get those. So let's talk about the S tier. This is going to be your must-have. Come on, computer. So the must-have tier. This is something where you're going to want multiples of them in a lot of cases. And these are going to be the, we'll call this the solid use tier. Down here, we'll call this on the, this is kind of like the mid, oops. This will be the mid or solid on 1 unit tier, right? So this is where the artifact is either kind of mediocre or it's only really good on like 1 unit, right? And this, we're just going to call this tier just bad. I mean, these are just bad. You could also call this niche, right? Solid on 1 unit, niche. I mean, niche is solid on 1 unit. As far as artifacts are concerned, niche means solid on 1 unit. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna let me scroll through these. We'll start with the most important. Elbrus Ritual Sword. Elbrus is so damn good. You're probably going to want multiples of these. I think it is hands down the most important non-limited unit artifact in the game. So many knights want this. Sigurd's Scythe. Probably the most important warrior artifact in the game that's not limited. Multiple units want this. Multiple units rely on this. Surprisingly, I think you want multiple Abyssal Crowns. Control is so important, and debuffs are so powerful in a modern meta. You want probably at least 2 of these. Definitely one of them, but at least 2 of these. If you are running Thieves, you want the most important Thief artifact. It is an orphaned artifact. You'll only be able to get this through random summons or through class summons. So very important artifact to have on multiple units that are considered meta right now, from Tori to Gala. Definitely want to have multiples of these. Everybody needs one. You won't use it in PvP much, but every time some PvE comes along, Bloodstone is money. You want at least 1 Bloodstone. 2 is kind of luxury, but you want at least 1. I think with certain DPS mites being so brutal, Holy Sacrifice is kind of a must-have too. You want at least a couple of Holy Sacks. Very important artifact. Every time I see an Abyssal Euphene on Elbrus, I start chuckling to myself thinking, this poor bastard either got really bad advice or only had 1 Holy Sack and moved it over to Mort. You really want to have multiple Holy Sacks. And, I don't know, breezing through this list, I think the only thing else worthy of a must-have column is Secret Art Storm Sword. It is too important to do awful things with Speed BBKs, with Savior Oddens, with, Selene and Spirit Eye Selene. And a lot of people are saying, oh, but it's not really going to be needed anymore on Spirit Eye Selene, because no, it's still going to be needed on her. You still want the push. So yeah, these are all must-haves. You miss Song of Stars as well. Absolutely not. Song of Stars is not, it's nice, it's luxury, but it is not needed in any place in the game. It's just helpful. So let's get down to the solid use tier. What used to be really good, has kind of fallen off a bit, is Golden Rose. And the reason is the meta has shifted away from HP scalers being a principal DPS. This is really good on HP and defense scalers, and there's not that many good defense scalers. It's predominantly only Designer Lilibet. Really nobody else uses this. Is Draco limited? Yes, Draco limited is limited Luna artifact. Shepherd of the Hollow. Solid use, used on multiple thieves, worth picking up a couple. Bastion of Prelucia, surprisingly good on several nights, worth having. Let's see. Oh, Doctor's Bag. I think you want at least 1, if not 2 Doctor's Bags. You will find multiple uses for this in PvE and on some PvP units. Edika's really good on several PvP and PvE units. A very good one to have. One you'd probably want multiples of. Celestine, orphaned artifact. I think it's a solid one. I think it's one you should have. I think it's good in multiple places. You could use it on haste. It's probably its primary use, but it's also good in some PvE content. Where are the 2 that look alike? Here they are. Merciless Glutton. Good, strong DPS artifact. I think you want one on your account. And Uberous Tooth. We found a lot more uses for Uberous Tooth. ML Para does awful things with it. You want one on a Miki for her to even function, and she's a very important unit. I think Fire Hua Young's going to make a comeback. She's going to want one. So Uberous Tooth's one that you're probably going to want and want multiples of. For PvE, I think it's kind of important to have a Rod of Amaryllis on your account. You'll find multiple uses for it. Not so much an RTA, but it's a staple artifact for PvE, and it's an orphaned artifact. It's hard to get multiples of. Touch of Rekos, another very important PvE artifact. A lot of content's very difficult to do without it. Renewed Will. Absolutely busted good artifact. I wish I had it. This is one of the ones that I'm missing. that's kind of it, guys. This is it for your solid use and must-haves. I know it's going to really, like, throw sand in some people's knickers over this, but that's what I'm saying. Now let's get down to it's solid on one unit, or it's just kind of mid. These are ones you pick up hoping for a buff or for collector's purposes, right? Shamadra Staff. Really nice for boosting healing, predominantly a PvE artifact, but not super important. Unseen Observer, it's basically a tags book for rangers, and it works at plus 15. It's a good one to have multiples of. Bird's Eye is gonna be our first niche artifact. There's only one unit that uses that, and it is Frida, but she uses it so incredibly well that it's one you want if you plan to run Frida. So this is solid on one unit, otherwise it's kind of mid. Time Matter is a great PvE artifact, especially if you're trying to accomplish certain things with Vivian. Very good to have. Spatiotemporal Fan's kind of mid, but it can be used to create specific comps that are stealth the way you want them. It's most popular on Sea Phantom Poly. Spear of Purification is only really good on ML Para, and only if you're running the non-Uberus variant. Other than that, it's kind of mid. Song of Stars is kind of a mid artifact. Early on, Song of Stars is really heckin' good. It adds target, which lets you more damage, which will let you accomplish hunts easier. But with new units making hunts easier and easier and easier, I think the necessity of Song of Stars has gone down greatly. And there's nothing Song of Stars does that can't be overcome with just better gear. So Song of Stars will help you with situations where you feel gear gapped. But other than that, once you get past the point, once you can gear past Song of Stars, it's really not a used artifact anymore. Ask some of your friends who've been playing for over 2 years how many of them still use this artifact. It's going to be few and far between. I'm going to get some pushback on this one, but Durandal, just kind of mid. It's really nice on some specific niche situations where you need a warrior to cut after he's been hit several times. It's ideal for Fire Ken on doing Wyvern one-shot, but there's just so many good warrior artifacts out there. Durandal has fallen by the wayside. You can run Bird's Eye on Sinji too. You can, or you could run Sinji on 1001 better artifacts like Candlestick. But yeah, I'm not saying it's useless. It's not down here and just bad. I'm just saying it's kind of mid. When I say mid, I mean you can use it, but there are probably better options for you. Where were we? Durandal. Double-edged Decrescent. A lot of people think this thing is the best thing since sliced bread, but it's really only used on like 1 or 2 units. Everyone else probably is going to wind up using Shepherd of the Hollow instead. Trying to find in this ocean of artifacts. Holy crap. Dark Bloodkeeper, solid DPS artifact. Wish I had a copy of this one. I don't. Crown of Glory. Where's Crown of Glory? Crown of Glory is an annoying artifact. You can steal souls from your enemy. It's kind of okay. It can be used on several knights, but you can put it on other knights. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick up this one from my selector because I don't have it. This one, these two are probably my selectors because I don't have them. But Crown of Glory is really good on a whole slew of knights. It's just there's typically better options, but it's still usable. It's like the definition of mid, right? It's good, but you probably have other artifacts that are better. Just like Circus Fantasia, it's good, but you probably have other artifacts that are better. It's a nice stat stick for some effectiveness. Stella Harpa, great PvE artifact, but you can survive without it. It's probably best on Rowana. I don't think anybody other than Rowana really even uses it. Really, really, really good on Elegos and pretty much no one else. It's solid on one unit, mid on everyone else. Alexa's Basket. Alexa's Basket is kind of one of those mid artifacts. It's really good on BBK, but you probably want BBK on something else. It's really good on Arby, but Arby's not used that much, so it's solid on one unit, but mid on everyone else. Tempest Surin, it's really good on, but you can run Tempest Surin on other artifacts. Kayron it's really good on, but you can run Kayron on other artifacts. There's a whole bunch of units that can use this, but have something better. The only unit that doesn't have something better is a speed Arby, and that's who it's solid on. So that's why it's in this tier and not any higher. Used to be one of the most important artifacts in the game, but it's kind of in the shitter now. Little Queen's Huge Crown, very underestimated artifact, huge stat stick. The only reason it's not up here is because there's just so many other artifacts for warriors that are better. Lensinox Wrath's really good on Alencia and no one else. And honestly, Alencia is probably better off on Lethe's artifact. But, you know, it's kind of mid otherwise. I'm not gonna go so far as to say it's just bad, because it does have some uses. Oh, this one fell off a lot. Let me find it here. QRS. Here we go. So Rihanna and Luciella. It's not as terrible as you think, right? It still works. It's just if somebody procs an extra turn and it procs, those extra turns overlap and happen at the same time. So if you S2 Ran, proc RNL, it means nothing because it procs its extra turn at the same time Ran also procs his extra turn. There's no extra turn stackings. But if Ran S3s and it procs, he gets an extra turn. And then if he S1s and it procs, he gets an extra turn. So it still kind of works, just not that good anymore. And also the units that it's used on just aren't used that much anymore. Let me see. Rise of a Monarch. Much like Alexa's Basket, it's really good on some knights, but knights have such good artifacts, it's just not used that much anymore. It's good if you don't have other options. Wukong's artifact is really good on Wukong. And I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm leaving it there. Sacred Tree Branch is okay. It's a nice stat stick. It's good on Sharoon, I guess. This is a nice thief DPS artifact if you're looking for some penetration, but penetration's kind of not so easy to use right now, so most people are using other thief artifacts that give evasion and damage and don't rely on penetration. Elysiac Candle. Elysiac Candle is nice to add defense break to your kit, but other than that, it doesn't do a lot. I think most of the units who would use this choose to run other artifacts that are a little bit more reliable, just a little bit better. This one is a Guild War artifact and a really great way to piss people off and get accidental wins in Guild Wars. Not a lot of use outside of Guild Wars. Mostly it was used on Ice Shoe, and Ice Shoe isn't used that much anymore. This is another cheese artifact you can run on Tenebria or Spectre Tenebria. Those units aren't used that much anymore, and the cheese is kind of niche, so I was even hesitant to put it up here and not down here, but we're getting towards the end of this tier, right? Bloody Rose is only really used on effectiveness Zeos, and I think effectiveness Zeos are starting to fall off in favor of damage Zeos, so you're seeing this less and less. Pure White Racism. Pure White Trust is really, really good on ML Peyra and ML Teu, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't really have any other use in the game, but it's really solid on those two units. Alabastron is a PvE artifact. It's one of the few artifacts that can add defense break to a thief's kit. Whenever PvE rolls out that requires debuffs or that utilizes haste, this finds a place. Otherwise, it's completely useless. These I'm tempted to put in bad, but I'm going to go ahead and put them here because they're stat sticks, right? Where's my two stat stick artifacts? There is Black Hand of the Goddess for mages, and there is Manica of Control for thieves. All these is a way to give yourself some damage and add crit chance to a kit. So they're pretty nice when you just can't quite build the unit. without the extra crit chance. So outside of being stat 6, they're kind of mid. And that's it. Now we're into our just bad artifacts list. I'm going to get pushback on this one. But this artifact, I don't think is worth anything anymore. It's only good on Peyra, and Peyra is barely used anymore. And I think there are other artifacts you could replace it with. But some people are like, it's so good, and I use Peyra all the time. Well, then you use it. You go for it. But I'm not recommending this to people. I'm sorry. Not going to happen. Any more than I'm going to recommend this. This used to be one of the most sought-after artifacts for Rangers, but Rangers have gotten so much good stuff lately that nobody uses this artifact. Terrible. You use this artifact because you got nothing else to use. You know what else used to be meta and is terrible now? Frickin' Spirit's Breath. No one uses this. The only unit that uses this is Angel of Light Angelica, who's just objectively better on Etika Scepter, and Alots, who nobody uses in PvP. It's a dead artifact. Every once in a while, you'll squeeze out some PvE stuff where you run this on Ice Luluka, and that's pretty much it. Last tea time, I know one guy that's using the hell out of this artifact with authority, but it is so niche that I can't even call it niche. It's like, of an entire niche, this is a niche of that niche. So no, I'm not going to recommend last tea time. If you want to use it and explore it and try some crazy stuff, you do you. That's what this last tier is about, is doing crazy, completely off meta stuff. Wings of Light and Shadow is a stat stick. It's only really used on Brieg and barely on him. Twilight Calamity can let you cheese some certain mage things in Arena. Even that's barely done anymore. Ancient Dragon's Legacy, again, kind of an ancient tech that's not used much anymore. Beguiling Wings are terrible. Broken Will of the Priest is garbage. Border Coin is bad. Yes, Border Coin can be really nice on a fast Cerise. Or sorry, on a fast ML Conqueror Lilies. But nobody runs Conqueror Lilies anymore, and those that do don't run her on this. What's next? One of the worst artifacts in the game. One of the other worst artifacts in the game. I don't want to hear it, Biako, about how your Creation Destruction Lilies is awesome. This is a terrible artifact. Needs a buff. This was theoretically really good on top model Luluka, but she's better on pretty much any other artifact. What mage are you going to put this on that you would just put Book on? This is a really nice DPS artifact, but there's just better ones. Not a lot of people running DPS Rangers out there that utilize this. There is some places where Glow Wings can be nice and useful, but they're few and far between, and you'll 99% of the time reach for other artifacts. Homage to Taramon is just terrible. Idol's Cheer is very, very bad. Anybody tells me Idol's Cheer is really good, I'm like, where? Where is it really good? Oh, I use it on Ruel for all the nuns of times I use Ruel. It's just not. I mean, it's just not. This artifact, the sun is set on this artifact, and it's just not really used anymore. Just like Indestructible Gators. I mean, it's kind of okay on Inferno Kawazu if you don't have Benimaru's Tachi. Then Indestructible Gators is probably best in slot on Inferno Kawazu, but other than that, doesn't really have a place. This is really good on Biblis, and you can replace it. This is really good nowhere. This is really good at pissing people off and making sure you don't get invited to parties. This is terrible. I think this is still summonable. Yuna is summonable, but this is terrible. And you can get it for free by doing the story. I'm not even sure if this is summonable or not. This might be non-summonable. I'll have to ask. I've not heard of anybody pulling this unit or this artifact. We'll have to see. Proof of Love is terrible. You think it would be really good on Fene, but she just is fine without it. Better with other things. Samsara Prayer Beads are terrible. Some people put them on their Abigail, especially if they didn't make multiple Proofs of Valor, but it's just not that good. Scroll of Shadows, bad. Spear of a New Dawn, only good on Green Senya. Green Senya, bad. Sphere of Inferno, bad. Sphere of Sadism, bad. Sword of Autumn Equips, terrible. Sword of Judgment, horrible. And Smilegate keeps giving them to me. I have so many of this garbage artifact. Bad artifact. Bad artifact. Bad artifact. And kind of bad artifact. There you go, guys. I think that's all of them. I don't think I missed any summonable artifacts. Now, Noble Oath is fine on Blue Crow. Everybody's going to say something like, oh, but Noble Oath is good on Blue Crow. Yeah, but you know what's better on Blue Crow? A whole slew of 4 and 5-star artifacts that aren't Noble Oath. So yeah, it's not that these are unusable. It's that there is almost always a better option. And it's not that these are terrible or can't be used. It's just that artifacts up here typically are better than artifacts that are down here. So there you go. That's my tier list for the non-limited artifacts. I hope this helps some of you guys out, gives you a little bit of clarity. Remember, some of these you're going to want more of. Sometimes it's better to have 2 of one than a brand new one from down here. But remember, Smilegate buffs things all the damn time. And things go from trash to treasure overnight. Uberous Tooth went from usable on 1 unit to usable on several. If you guys remember where'd it go? Where did it go? You guys remember what Alexa's basket looked like initially? It was the worst artifact in the game, and then they buffed it, became the most important, and then and then just the world kind of passed it by as other things came out, and now slid down again. Things change, people change, hairstyles change, tax brackets change. And one thing also that always changes is whether or not an artifact is meta or terrible. So just because Cradle of Life is garbage now doesn't mean there won't be a balance patch in 8 weeks making this the most busted thing ever and everybody wants multiple copies of it. Think about the Sword story of Wall of Order and how everybody feels about it now compared to about 2 weeks ago. So I always recommend keeping 1 of every artifact. You'll be surprised what things change. Never powder a 5-star artifact just because I say it's bad. Tomorrow it could be meta and broken. And that's it. If you have any questions, leave in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and get excited for April 14th. I know Origins is on the 10th, but the 14th is when we get the tickets. Take care, everybody. I'd say Decrescent is solid. On who? On who, Lex? Where did I put it? I've got it in the, it's solid on 1 unit. So give me a second unit it's solid on. Rylet, okay. I said a unit. You said Rylet. He's potentially a unit. Is there any other unit? Charon, that's a funny word. What's that mean? Dark Auden, okay, okay. Red Charon. I remember back in the day when he was a real unit. Green Violet? There ain't no way you're running this on Green Violet. An artifact that gives you a chance to counter when he counters 100% of the time? That's madness. I wonder if that means you double the chance that he counters and you can now counter into Mort. Yeah, see, and that's why I put it down here, guys. It's really good on 1 unit, and everyone else it's kind of mid. And by mid, I mean you can use it on them, but the units aren't very good, or there are better answers for those units. I tried to put a bit of thought into how I structured this. And not everybody's going to agree, especially people who build niche stuff, right? Sputnik's going to roll in and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Last Tea Time is broken, and I run people over an Emperor because of the thing that I did with Last Tea Time. And yeah, that's great. You can build some crazy, insane techs and have huge gains with it. But I'm trying to give like a general overview, especially for newer people who can't do tech builds. They're just trying to survive and swim in this game. Because remember, most of the people who look at tier lists for advice are relatively new. And the last thing I want to do is tell somebody, oh, you should get double-edged decrescent before you should get Elbrus Ritual Sword, right? It's not a kind thing to do to a new player. You use Umbral Keystone a lot, don't you? I used to use Umbral Keystone a lot to cheese mages in anti-Harseti teams to create specific turn orders. Child Senya kind of shit all over a lot of those comps, so not so much anymore. Unseen can only be used on Elena and Sea Poly and Blue Flan. Astromancer and Blue Flan. Yeah, you're kind of right. You're kind of right. But you know what? It is future-proof. But you are kind of right. I might be overinflating the value of Unseen Observer. The top two tiers, or sorry, the top row is sorted, right? Left to right is kind of sorted in importance. None of the other ones are sorted in importance. They're just as I grab them out of the side pool. I'm not saying that Shamadra's staff is more important than Bird's Eye. And because it's hard, right? It's hard to say this artifact's more important than this artifact when this artifact has this level of importance unless you have Frida, at which point in time it has this level of importance. Savvy? It's kind of hard to say that, I don't know, what's another good example? This artifact is really important if you decide to build Arby and Tempasurin, but if you don't run either of those units, this artifact's down here. But if you do run those units, it slides up. So since this tier is like, it's really good on one unit, otherwise it's kind of mediocre, it's hard to sort these bottom rows. So I only really sorted the top row. Everything else is just in there kind of randomly and grouped together. It would be really, really hard to say, is Doctor's Bag more or less important than Shepherd of the Hollow? And is Shepherd of the Hollow more or less important than Uberous Tooth? Because they're so class specific. If you're saying ML Elena isn't a real unit, you're not cleaving. ML Elena does give you Mort-like protection while allowing you to cleave and do damage. And the nice thing that a lot of people miss about Elena is to Mort like Sinful Angelica is to Bryceria, right? Mort and Bryceria, blanket. Nothing for anybody. No raises, no counters for anybody. But Singelica and Astromancer are rights for me, but not for thee, right? I can counter, I can raise, you can't. So that does add a twist that you can sometimes weave in. The problem with Astromancer Elena is, unlike Mort, is outside of Mort's anti-counter, he has an insane kit. Outside of Astromancer's anti-counter, she doesn't really have a decent kit. And she needs a little something of a buff to be usable other than just a niche aspect of cleave. Do we know when Arunka's kit will get revealed? Tomorrow, probably probably like about 4 or 5 a.m. Eastern time. Right around reset is usually we find out. So, we get up in the morning, we'll be able to go over her kit. Can I do a limited artifact tier list, please? Let's here. Okay, let's go to YouTube here, and let's search for TristenWulf tier list artifact. Limited artifact selector tier list. Look at that. Right there it is. Come on. I worked hard getting that Indiana Jones font perfect, guys. That's a great thumbnail. Nobody's bragged about how cool my thumbnail is because I'm a boomer and most of you guys weren't even born when this movie came out. Oh, no worries, buddy. No worries. And if you check out the video, if you go down and look at the description, I will have all of the tier lists, including the one we just did today, linked here, so you can go and check out all of the tier lists. All 4 of them there. What is that movie? Shut up, Tenabe. If you're too young to know what a Thundercat is, you're too young to be in this chat. If they don't give Judge Kisei a thing for applying no counter, then change. They didn't give Judge Kisei a thing for applying no counter, and then change it again because it was bad. I really like Judge Kisei, and she's a stronger unit than people think. Just she is hard to build. Yes, Tenabe. Chitara was in all of our spank banks when we were kids. Hey, I was born in 98, and I only had a VHS because my family was broke. I got that thumbnail. Damn right. All these kids with their modern anime thumbnails. Get off my lawn. If Astro Elena buff was changed to enemies cannot take action when it's not their turn, would that be too broken? I just think they need to do... I think her anti-counterattack is fine. She already does that fine. I think they just need to make her kit do something else, right? If somebody triggers a counter 50% CR push, increase the damage she does, maybe give her a debuff, maybe give her a cockroach passive, something that makes her a viable unit above and beyond just her effect. Units that, like, they exist just for an effect and then they don't do anything else, they land kind of flat. Especially when other units... I mean, look at the laundry list of the things Mort can do. Mort can defense break. He can apply fear. He does damage. He can't be controlled. There's so many things about Mort above and beyond that he just is anti-counter. And he's an RGB unit. She's a whole ass ML5 unit. There's no reason she should be that far. And I'm not saying just give her Mort's kitten stronger. That would be terrible. I'm saying just make her her own unit. Give her an identity. Give her a job. Yeah, but the other thing about Mort is he's damn near impossible to kill, and sometimes he attacks you even when he is slow because he's got built-in Elbrus on top of being able to wear Elbrus. On top of when he does trigger Elbrus, he gives everybody a fucking barrier, and he probably defense breaks you when it triggers it. There's just so many things that make Mort stupid broken. Again, I'm not advocating for making Elena Mort 2.0. I'm just saying she needs a little something to really be ML5 level strength, in my opinion. It's not that she's bad. It's just that she is not so good that people are reaching for her outside of the niche uses in Cleave. Tristen, my guild kicked me out of the guild because I got ML ill enough for free. That happens. I don't know what to say, man. You should apologize to them and then go find another guild and don't mention that you get free Illanovs when you do.
Imagine if the Mort buffs went through untouched, so he gave skill null instead of barriers.
Wonder if it would have changed things that much. Yeah, I got almost all buffs, but I'm bad at team building. Any hints? Like and subscribe. I got you, fam. You're talking about team building for what? RTA, team building for PvE, team building for Arena. I mean, I tried to do a little bit of Arena each day to show off some stuff. Team building for PvE, there's oceans of video content out there. Team building for RTA, watch streamers who play very differently. Watch Elf Mage, watch Sue, watch Valky, watch Light. All these guys play giga different. Watch Vic Chun. All of them play the game very differently. And the one you enjoy watching the most, you enjoy watching the fights, not the personality, but the one you enjoy watching the fights the most, you go, oh, damn, I have those units and I could do that. That's going to tell you your mindset. You know, are you a cleaver? Are you an aggro player? Are you turn 2? That doesn't have to do with what units you have. That has to do with what brings you pleasure when you play the game. And then start building to those angles. Start building for those start building for the that style of play and start looking at the units they're doing. How much speed slow Luna must have? 250 to 270, I'd say. You say, guys saying 262 F5. Grass Angel's building for ER recently. So is all of Japan. All of Japan. If you hear people talk about tank down here in global and EU, we all think, oh, tank down. That means high defense, high HP, low speed, lots of counter, really bulky, right? No, in Japan, it means shit tons of ER on everybody. Everybody's got ER. And that started to become really, really noticeable with Guild Wars. So Grass Angels is copying it. It's not his tech. It's an old tech, and he's just trying it out. Grass Angel's a tough one to watch. Grass Angel's famous for making really heavily gear gap guides. If you can pull off some of his teams, that's crazy. But every once in a while, he'll throw up a video, and I'll try to replicate. I'm like, damn, this is not easy. He's got some crazy gear. Guys, my fastest speed is only 304 after playing for almost 6 years. Welcome to Epic 7s, Al. Speed check, baby. Speed check. Every day, do a little bit of speed checking. It'll eventually happen. Let's do a little bit of speed checking ourselves. Let's see. Arrange, simple selection, get rid of the trash. Let me see. All right. Speed check time. Purple, so we do 1. Oh, we hit. So we go up to +6. Do we hit again? Nope. It's dead. Sell it. Sell it or extract it. Just depends on what you need. Okay, it's got 1, so we go to 3 because it's purple. Nice. Okay, do we hit again? Nope. It's dead. You want to do this a little bit every day, because if you do it too much in one day, it'll put you in a bad mood. Okay, we hit again. Do we hit again? Nice. Okay, so what do we do here? 3, 6. Okay, so we went 3, 3, 2. So now we do some math, right? Now we do some math. The next roll is going to go down here, and then one more roll can go here. If we get a 4, that'll make this a 16, and that makes it a 20 speeder. The flat health is kind of stinky. The other stats are terrible. Immunity set's nice, but we always chance a 20 speeder. So straight up, and we hit it, and boom. Ah! It happens. Wow, this is just awful. God. So this is 12, 13. This is a 15 speeder for those of you who would need 15 speed. If you're relatively early game, 15 speed on immunity is not terrible, but I certainly don't need that, so in the shitter it goes. Oh, this one it saved because it was 28. No synergy in stats. Speed set with no speed sub. I'm not keeping that. Yes, even the attack effect resistance piece. You know what? If it's 24 speed, I'm going to run it. But it's not. And it goes in the dumpster. What do you think about that team that clears everything? Brig, Tama, Fene, Inos. Good luck clearing Wyvern 13 with that. I'm pretty sure that's not going to... I don't think that would clear Katie's. It might clear Katie's. It might. What's the 27 gears for? Horrible things, guys. Unspeakable bullshit. Thanks for reminding me, by the way. Do my hunts, Wyvern. Wait a minute. Community. Yeah, let's run. Get some Azamanic 1 rolling. Helms, damn it. Give me helms. Get a single damn helmet from that. Frustrating. Pretty soon you're not going to be able to farm level 27 gear. And there are certain situations where having a level 27 helm to drive the HP down is pretty freaking huge. Like on Tori, like on a glass RB. So I want to have some 27 gear on hand. So I've been farming a little bit of 27 gear, stuffing it in the storage for later, just in case I want to play some games after that gear is no longer available. So maybe nothing. Just kind of planning for the future. No, PC client works just like an emulator. Exactly the same. You just fire up Fribbles, tell it to start sniffing data, and launch your PC client. I use Fribbles with the PC client all the time. Oh, I did hit speed. Okay, go again. I was just expecting it to not. Okay. Thought we had some. You think Fribbles will work fine with the new update? Yeah. No reason it wouldn't. They broke it last time in order to try to hide things from data miners, and there was such community outrage that they patched it. They either patched it or... No. Fribbles actually found a way around it. And then they said, screw it, it's not worth it. Data miners are smarter. Yeah, I love ML Rowana for cleavers. I think ML Rowana Asaria is going to be a thing. Going to be a bigger thing than ever. Zio or any opener, ML Rowana, Asaria, woo, and then a good anchor unit. Brutal. I keep saying ML Asaria, I mean summertime Asaria. Keep teasing me with these 4 speeds. Price area, cease area cleave? Sure. What about Rowana cease area cleave, though? Ooh. Okay, this one's... oh, damn, 33. Great googly moogly. You got a big-ass landmine right in the middle. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. A 6. 6 and a 5. Kind of low, but all in one stat. Go higher. Take it a 12. Yo. So 5, 5, 6. 6. This is really rolling low, but it is consolidating. If I hit crit damage or crit chance, I think this has got some potential. Of course, we hit res. 5 and a 7. 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, 5. Man, for such a high gear score, this really rolled kind of dog. Potential for an ER BBK, I guess. Broken set, the immunity's a little weird on her, but man, to start out at 33 and end at 96, that's pretty sad. Oh, I got tons of these. Keep it. ER Gala. There's two kinds of galas in this world, and neither of them are ER. I've thought about it. It's a big mola investment for something that I am not sure I would draft anymore, you know, in places, I don't know, maybe once in a blue moon, I'm like, here I would use the ER version, but it's rare. Maybe I'll do it. It's just, it's such a hefty mola investment. I got to get into the triple digits on mola before I'm okay with just like randomly making another plus 15 unit. Yeah, immunity, so Mort can't fear her. Good point. What level is my Star of the Deep Sea artifact? This one's plus 30, and this one is plus 30. I've been playing for a long time. I don't think it has to be plus 30, but remember, for each level below the plus 30, 5% of the time you're going to throw your phone across the room. I think if it's less than plus 24, plus 21 is the 15% mark, right? Plus 21 is the 85%. You don't want to go too far below plus 24, I think. But, you know, plus 20 or plus 15 artifact on Summertime Hysteria is still more usable than any other artifact on her. Just accept the fact that you're RNG's bitch. What's the optimal right side for P-Flan? Not a real unit, guys. She can be used, but you kind of have to force it. When she didn't get her buffs, it shit all over her. I'm wondering if she's going to make a comeback with all of the improvements to burns and bombs, though. Maybe. My pirate plan is built like this. I could make a better one, but I just haven't done anything from her. Are there patch notes from the future changes? Yeah. Yeah, the most recent balance patch, you mean? Yeah, they're on Stove. You need me to get a link for you? Content, origins, drift, origins, accessory. Where? Freaking hate Stove's interface. 4.1 patch information. Is that it? No, it can't be. It's got to be 321. Oh, not this. Wait, they use the word balance. Balance adjustment preview. There it is. There's a link. That'll take you to the page where they're talking about all of the changes to the units, what's coming, what's happening, how things are getting shifted around. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's go through a little bit more gear. Got to get all this shit sorted. $28. Flat defense ring. Okay. Hey, no problem, Jeff. No problem. Okay, it's red, so we'll pump 2 into this one. We forgive 1 roll. And we do not forgive 2 rolls. My stove name is Peefland is trash or something like that. Yeah. The guy that led that charge committed freaking internet suicide when he tried to take a victory lap on Reddit, bragging about getting those buffs canceled. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if those buffs went through and running her with Afternoon Soak Plan? I mean, it's possible we dodged a bullet for not getting those buffs. In fact, I think it's very likely we dodged a bullet, but still. It's sad that we don't get to use her, especially with how cool her skin is. Go up 2 and... Oh, damn it. Okay, is this worth it, though? No, it's a flat defense neck. Screw that. Yo, this is pretty sexy. Attack, crit chance, torrent. I can change this to crit damage. We just need to dodge the defense. We could roll defense once. I'm going to dodge the flat attack, too. Let's go. Oh, double 4. Mother. Gah! Double minimum roll. I saw the 8, got excited, then I realized it was 2 freaking rolls. Okay, so an 8. So now it's like 5, 5, 6. If we keep rolling high attack, keep rolling high. Game's an asshole. Okay, my 25 speed, effectiveness speed ring. Let's go. Is what it is. You can't get mad about it, guys. You just kind of gotta be zen. Got to accept the fact that almost everything you do is going to wind up terrible, and only every once in a blue moon will Smogate throw you a bone. That's why people get so salty about it when you post it in chat how good it rolled. Like my crit chance, attack, speed, torrent ring, double low rolling effect resistance. You can't be mad about it. You just got to move on. I've got a penta roll speed too, and it's not my highest or even my second highest speed. I penta roll to 22, which you shouldn't complain about, right? If you penta 3 speed, then 22, 3 speed into a 3 base, I think is 22. So that's average on a penta, but man, it feels so bad to penta and not have it be like, you know, a 1 out of 5, right? Yeah, I think the gear system's terrible. That was one of my big complaints about Origin, is like they're making everything easier to use and not addressing the elephant in the room that is the terrible gear system and the terrible mod gem system. I took a lot of heat for that. A lot of, you know, man, people complain about everything. It's like, yeah, if you're going to slap a coat of paint on rotten studs, the studs are still rotten. The quality of life is nice and it makes everything easier to use, but this is one of the worst gear systems in any gacha game I've ever played. I've been playing for 7 years, and I've only got one 24 speed piece of gear. That's crazy. And I think I've played this game more hours than anybody currently playing this game. I'm not seeing anybody who's got more hours logged than I have in this game. I'm sure there's somebody out there, but not many. No, I am 100% sure Genazad does not have more. You personally 6K hours? I'll show you how you can see it, guys. Go over to stove, right? And hang on, I'm about to dock myself here. Sorry for the flashbang. Stupid small screen, let me drag you. Oh my god. Sorry. You can do this from your stove launcher too if you're on the PC client. If you're not, just go to the stove site and click on your little icon in the corner after you sign in. And then click on your name again right here. And it will take you to a page where it'll show you all the stove games you play. And scroll down and there's Epic 7. Hover over Epic 7. It'll show you the number of hours you've played. Anybody else have 38,000 hours in this game? I've yet to see anybody with more than 38,000. I'm sure there's somebody out there, but that's like 3.5 years of nonstop play. So, yeah. I need an intervention, guys. Need help. There's no way your fastest gear. No, my fastest is 24. And I've got like a dozen 23s, and I've got like 2 dozen 22s and 21s and 20s. A lot of times I kind of sell those unless they're on a good piece. I just don't have any 25s. I don't have any 1 out of 5s. I watched a friend who I brought into the guild who's been playing under a year get a 28 speeder. I'm like, ain't that always the way? Yeah. Brother Stone, who spent $250,000 on this game. When he quit, he was 0 out of 5. This piece high rolled. But the stat synergy is freaking weird, and it's speed set with no speed sub. I'm not gonna roll this. Yeah, if somebody spends $250,000 on your game, they should be 1 out of 5. Anybody's like, nah, the gear system's fine, you just gotta be lucky. $250,000. And he couldn't accomplish a 1 out of 5 goal, much less a 5 out of 5. That's a flawed system that needs to be addressed. Fuck's wrong with people? He's like this, like he's like a coal baron in China. Money means different things to different people, man. For some people, spending $250,000 on a game is like you spending $250 on a game. It's just the sad, sorry truth of the world. Man, torrent crit chance and all this freaking HP. There aren't any HP scalers that want torrent, are there? has got some potential. We'll ease into it. It's just got to not hit attacker effectiveness. Okay, goodbye. Bene? Yeah, okay, sure. Oop, oop. What am I rolling here? 29 gear score, max, and max. It's triple max, but it's resistance with no resistance or speed sub. On like almost any other set, I think I would roll this out. Not that one. I don't think it can be good. Resist set with no resistance. I don't need more broken sets. Remember, what's not good for me doesn't mean it's not good for you. You got to find your own way based on your gear level and needs. Some of you guys might be like, 19 speed would be great. I'd go for it. And I'm like, 19 speed would do nothing for me. I sort my ship by speed. And weapons alone. 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 21. I gotta go through 26 weapons. My 27th weapon is when I get down to 18 speed. 19 speed does practically nothing for me, especially on a broken set. And that's just weapons. Other gear, it's going to be even worse. So you kind of want to base your gearing needs on your account and know when is something you should push further or when it's time to stop. Yeah, never let anybody give you shit for spending on things you like. If you have the money to do it, it's not going to put you in financial straits. If you want to buy anime figurines to put in a chest and stare at, if you want to collect stamps because you're like 85 years old, if you want to go take your buddies out to the bar and drink every Saturday night and buy rounds for the house. I mean, all of these things are something that don't really do anything to progress you in this life. They're things you're doing for fun. And the whole purpose of money is to have fun with it after your needs and future are secured. And if buying ones and zeros in a tap waifu collector game is what brings you pleasure, then you do you. And don't let anybody give you shit for having fun with your money. I guarantee every single person in this chat has spent money on something more stupid than Epic 7 at some point in their life. And one person's situation is not your situation. If you're struggling to make ends meet and you're trying to put food on the table and you see somebody waste $1,000 on a tap waifu game and it morally upsets you, that's fine. You have the right to be upset that life has dealt you a shittier RNG hand than it dealt that guy, but don't give him shit for it. In the same way you don't see somebody wearing an Apple Watch walking down the street and you walk up and give them shit for wearing an Apple Watch when you're trying to feed your family. It's not their fault. They had the money. They did something they thought would be fun. It's okay to say eat the rich, but, you know, there's a certain line you got to cross of, you know, not giving people shit for having fun with what they have. Because chances are, if you're sitting on $500 million, you're going to be okay with dropping $1,000 in Epic 7 and not think twice about it. You win the lottery tomorrow, and I give you, and the state gives you $500 million in your bank account immediately. You think you're not going to wail a little bit on your gacha game, have a little bit of fun with some of that money? I think you're crazy if you're saying there's no way I would. I would be responsible with my $500 million and not spend it on frivolous things. My ass. You're buying a Ferrari, you're paying off your house, you're getting a live-in chef. You're getting that Luna figurine. Nah, you wouldn't buy a Switch 2, though. That would be crazy waste of money. I'm just kidding. I've spent way too much money on tattoos. I tell you what, man. Have you seen that video of the old guy with the freaking badass tattoos? And the caption something like, those tattoos you're gonna really regret those tattoos when you're older. And he just looks fucking amazing. You know what's crazy, though? Is the lottery could put $500 million in my pocket tomorrow, and if Brother Stone has taught me anything, I could spend half of that on this game and still not be 1 out of 5. That's a problem. That's a big freaking problem. A 2 and a 2 into a 2. If this rolls a 4, that would take this to 10. And if it rolls a 4 again, it would take it to 18. And I don't need an 18. So we stop. I bet if you spent all of it, you'd be 1 out of 5, surely. If I spent $500 million on Epic 7, I would be calling Epic 7 and saying, unless you bitches want me to charge this back, you put 1 out of 5 on my account right now. Can you imagine a $500 million chargeback? That'd make some fucking news. Four months in, I just learned you can roll 1 speed the hard way. Yeah, purple gear can roll 1s. Red gear can't. Look at this beautiful torrent piece that's a minimum effectiveness, flat health, low HP, and 2 speed. Jesus Christ. Feels criminal actually rolling this. Okay, thank God I can get out. One of my 23 speeders started at 2 speed, so I always roll 2 speed. Theoretically, you should roll 1 speeds as well, but I don't roll 1 speeds out of principle. In fact, if it rolls a 1 speed, I sell it out of principle because I think 1 speed should not exist in this game. I think minimum on red gear should be 3 to 5, and purple gear should be 2 to 4, and that 1 speed should not exist.
Would it be a waste of money for me to get the English VA for Luna to voice my GPS in Siri if I won the lottery? I personally don't think so.
No, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I'm actually going to push this further. That's only 6, but it's double attack. HP, though. Very few people use HP and attack together, especially on immunity set. 23 effectiveness. 23 effect. Damn it. Game. Starting to get mad at it, so I'm gonna have to stop soon. My outer Zen facade is starting to crack. It's starting to get to me. Might be a little hangry. It's lunchtime, right? Oops. Wow, what beautiful garbage. You know what? This could be the other immunity piece for my future ERBBK, right? We just got to dodge effectiveness so we can turn it into attack, and then this is the perfect ERBBK one, right? Give it a shot. We can hit effectiveness only once. Other than that, we don't hit it again. Man, minimum ER but maximum crit damage. I think we go ahead and eke it up a little more. At minimum ER really kind of stinky, but good maximum crit chance. We're chilling. We go again. That was a 7, so that was 1 off maximum ER. This is looking pretty good for BBK, for an ER BBK, right? Gotta get down. Oh, God damn it. That's okay. We mod that to attack. It's the worst possible option, right? Worst possible option, but we can mod this to 11% attack. So it's not terrible. But it's not the god tier ER BBK piece that we wanted. Yeah, this will go down to 14, so it's a 96 equipment score. 96 is like absolute minimum, I think, for an ER BBK. All right. Man, friggin' 25% to spoil a wet dream, and we went ahead and did it. Maybe Kron, but what? You guys keep using this funny word Kron. I have no idea what it means. Wow, 888 on 3 stats that have no synergy. If that wasn't minimum, I would have rolled it again. Yuck. That's wrong for BBK. This has no life in it. No legs to run. Nope, I will not roll 1 speed on principle. I am better than that. I value myself more highly. Self-love is not so great a sin as self-neglect, and I think rolling 1 speed pieces is self-neglect. And no, I don't want to see your 25 speeder that started out as a 1. Damn it, 2 into a 2. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear the music? Oh, there we go. My headset just went in the shitter for a minute. No, we out on this. Are we out on this? I don't think we're out on this. Oh, wait, it's a ring, not a weapon. We're out on this. I'm too good for 1 speed. I defy you, Smilegate. Ooh, this is pretty. For an attack set. And now it's shit. This would be a lovely piece to see 23 speed on. Let's go. It would be a lovely piece to see 21 speed on. This is a lovely piece to sell for 15k gold. If you've never seen a 1 speed roll, you're not speed checking enough. You will see them a lot on this unpleasant journey that is rolling gear in Epic 7. Everybody asks me for a gear guide because they're expecting me to show them how to make this not terrible, and it's objectively terrible. I know how to do everything right, and you see how it's going, right? Red, I always do 2 because you forgive 1 roll, so you're always going to go to +6 anyway. Ah. Not terrible. It's a defense scalar's piece. I'll change this to crit damage and put it on a defense scalar. Fast defense scalar, crit damage here. The world where it can go. It's just disappointing. It was a 21 speeder in the making. His new Crow defense scalar, I can't even remember his kit. I need to do a review on the new Crow. Man, look at this ugly piece. Oof, get behind me, Satan. Oh, that's right. I remember his defense HP already. We'll push this a little higher. High attack and 1-off max crit damage. I can mod this to crit chance. Immunity sets are always value. We'll push this a little higher. I'm out. You think they'll go back and change some of the other artifacts into... I don't think they'll change them, but I think we're going to start seeing a little more diversity in the artifact stats. Wait until an artifact comes out that has a speed stat on the artifact. Can you imagine? Did I get any answers to the questions about Origins? Would really like to know if the epic craft counter stays. I was told that there wasn't any plans to change that, but he couldn't guarantee that it wouldn't be different. You know, it wasn't on the list of things that are going to change. It's not something that they were looking at changing. And if they weren't looking at changing, they probably didn't put development time into changing it. So probably fine on the Epic Craft, but I can't guarantee it. Nope. Guys, I think that's it. That was all my farming, and I didn't walk away with a single speed piece. We got one or two good pieces out of it, though, right? I mean, some you know, some decent takeaway pieces, some good ones. Some marginally good ones, some weird ones. Some really fucking disappointing ones. Oh, well. Can I show you my ML Ludwig and ML Rowana builds? Sure. I decided to go with the DPS Rowana. Hang on. All the trials. Yeah, that's her. This is my Rowana. I just decided to go with the damage version, and she slaps. At 6,000 attack, she slaps. And still have a decent amount of effectiveness, but some people go for a little bit lower attack. They go for like the 5k attack range to get this into like the 250, 260 range, so they always get the reset. Just depends how you're playing with her. If you're playing with her more for interruption and aggro, or if you're cleaving with her. And my ML Ludwig is speed tuned to the rest of my units. 260 speed is what works for my openers, to make sure that he doesn't cut where I don't want him to cut, where he doesn't cut, you know, where he doesn't cut where I need him to cut. So you got to figure out when your soul burn burns, where do you want him to push to, right? If your opener is 270 speed, then a 260 speed Ludwig is stupid, because you're going to push him to like 305 speed. If your opener is 326 speed, then you might want to be a little faster to get him to cut up. You want to make sure that he doesn't get cut or lapped by people, and also consider doing things like taking him into Abyssal U-Fiends as well, and how that impacts him. So the speed is really a function of speed tuning him into your team. Anytime you have a unit that CR pushes as a result of somebody else using a skill, you want to make sure that he is tuned for your team. There's no magic bullet speed number. It's all based on your openers. So if you're going against this base speed Harsetti and the turn order is random, then you make sure you have somebody that goes before Harsetti, like a damage Zeo or an effectiveness Zeo. And then he goes first, he soul burns, and the soul burn will make Ludwig push ahead of Harsetti, and then he can kill things. But remember, that push won't give him an attack buff, so you want to make sure if you're going to use Frida or another unit to attack buff him, you want to make sure that that unit has some form of push that's stronger than Ludwig. Now, Frida's CR push is stronger than Ludwig's CR push, so I can safely run her in the team and have her always go next, attack buff Ludwig, Ludwig then goes next, cleaves the entire team. That's why Zeo Frida is like the strongest answer to dealing with most Harsetti in Arena. But if you are truly going into a team where turn orders or enemies got to deal with Harseti, you just want to assume that you are going to get hit by all 4 of his units before he takes a turn. So you want to make sure you build a team. Ben's doing good. Yeah, not bad. You want to make sure that when Harseti is out there, that you can build a team that can take all of their shit and throw it right back at him. Like this one, for example, I don't like that. How about slow and steady? This can cleanse the Harseti BS. Mort, it's still a problem. How about we modify this team? Turn off his child by going with. I don't want to. Freaking Flan is a problem. She'll cleanse and take care of all this stuff. I need to get. I need to get something to interrupt or turn this bullshit off. I'd like to run Elagos, but I can't rely on Elagos going first. I could run Elvira, but Elvira doesn't bring a lot to the game. C-Poly does, but if I run C-Poly, I got to take this out quickly, which means I'll need a very strong DPS. Who's a strong DPS that can deal with all this bullshit? Somebody who is probably on Uberus. Shaltier's too unreliable. She could get stepped on and feared and killed by this. Run my own Flan, although my own Flan feels weird with this dual attack girl here, but my own Flan would let me burst through these pretty fucking fast. What if I run a nuclear Flan on Bloodstone? We'll try that. Yeah, let's give this a try and see what happens. I think we have all the bases covered. I thought about running Alencia instead of Mort for her HP mitigation, but she just can't take it on the chin nearly as much as Mort can when Flan's involved. Okay, child cleanses everybody. I do not have Suck You. That's a bigger problem. We can't make everybody a feared. I don't want to give her any more stacks than I have to. You're fully pimped out, so why don't we just work on killing Mr. Mort? Defense break. Pow! Goodbye, Mr. Mort. Oh, you're back, Mr. Mort. Goodbye, Mr. Mort. Just do this. Because why not? Give everybody rage. Elvira can be a little bit of a problem. She's better against the child, but then she doesn't bring anything else to the team, and I didn't want to, like, have kind of a semi-useless unit on the team. C-Poly giving everybody rage. Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's eliminate this problem as soon as possible. With you stunned, I think we have to step on everybody. What do I do with no Asflan? I don't know. Asflan, I was like, it should work, but okay, let's this. I think we can kill the child. Let's try to kill the child. Damn, leave my poor Mort alone. This should definitely kill the child. And now we chillin'. What Elvira does is lose against Flan if you don't get rid of the team fast enough. If it comes down to just Flan on Flan and Elvira, then Elvira eventually dies, whereas C. Polly being stealth keeps her from being targeted by that S3. But let's see. Let's do another one. This one's trickier, right? We got no souls. We can't soul burn. Let's not do her. We don't have to worry about the child, so we don't have to do her. They've got Flan, so child doesn't make sense. So let's go down here. Let's see. Debuffs everywhere. Dual attacks and damage. High damage here. We need to be able to kill this faster. BBK probably not the best option. Maybe, maybe it's a Miki time? Guys think it's a Miki time? Kind of feels like a Miki time to me. What team would I recommend around ML Ludwig? Oh, God, this guy. I'm going to call him back because this is a long-ass conversation. Holy shit, this is taking a while. Hang guy, you ever going to get a turn here? Guys, what the fuck's happening? Why isn't my hand guy cleansed? Oh, this fucking Sweet Miracle didn't proc or something, right? What I get for running him on a plus 15 fucking Sweet Miracle. Okay. Let's get this danger unit out. Yeah, Harsetti's an anti-fun unit. There's nothing good about her being in the game. Okay, she's... Really? 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 That's okay. She'll finish you off. So let's hit here. Again. Pop. This should kill everything. Pop. Ouch. You do not need a defense buff. Make that go away. Ow. Yeah, Arena with no Zeo is indeed awful. Pow. Pow. Oh my god, the defense break. Don't die. No. Stupid Harsetti. Can the mediator do it? Not with a slow debuff. Yuck. Slow debuff gone. Let's barrier up. Attack down. Strip. I'm fighting 2 units. I'm fighting her and I'm fighting Arena Lightning. Oh my god, guys. It's not looking good with the Arena Lightning starting to stack up. And attack buff, she'll strip. She strips on every attack. So why attack buff when this attack always strips? You know what? I'll do it just to show you how useless it is. Okay, there's my attack buff. Oh, where'd my attack buff go? I'm so glad I attack buff. Hand guy should win this. With the Arena Lightning stacking up, I don't know. It's going to be really freaking tight with Arena Lightning. I don't think I do. If I get lucky and keep 15%ing that barrier, man. The attack buff saved my immunity, which did me nothing. Fuck. This is it. I'm dead, guys. Arena Lightning kills me without a barrier. If I'd taken my damage hand guy, I probably could have won that, but I didn't take my DPS hand guy. Can't even take revenge. Yeah, he might be missing gear after hauls, but he's down here somewhere. Yeah. No, he's holding gear right now. He used to be a destruction set hand guy. I gotta rebuild him. A lot to be rebuilt this week. And remember, guys, tomorrow at about 11 a.m. Eastern time, free unequip's going to go into effect throughout the weekend. So if you're planning on doing Holo Trials, you're planning on regearing for the balance patch, save your silver. Wait until tomorrow. Get it done for free with free unequip. Whew. Okay, guys. I'm hungry. I'm going to go get some food. I appreciate you all being here. Let's find somebody to go chill out with. Testablanc raided us yesterday, so let's return the favor. Everybody go say hi to Testablanc. And I will catch you guys tomorrow for news about the brand new Arunka, the new ML5 unit coming soon to a Mystic banner near you. Take care, everybody.